Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, so here we go. Let's get into a specific message. So, this is one I wanted to get onto last night, but I just got home so late last night and I was like, I can't. I got to sleep. So, everything was put off until today. By the way, members, if you guys did not know, I even had to postpone memberships. I posted a little video. Actually, Aries was exhausted last night too. So, I was just letting members know that Monday did not happen. I had to move Members Day to Tuesday. It's the first time I've ever had to do that, but I had to because man, moving takes it out of you. Anyway, so glad to be back. So glad to see you guys. Tammy, 11-8, Ginger, awesome to see you guys. All right, so for this specific message, I had the image in my mind of somebody that was first they were like watching a game show, and it was like I don't know if it was like Jeopardy or something like that, where they were trying to find the right answer, and then it shifted to somebody who was just simply looking for an answer to something. They were like looking things up, like either on their phone or in a dictionary. And then I was like, wait a second, this feels like somebody who's trying to either find the right spelling on something or find the right definition for a word that they really want to use or they want to say. It felt like somebody was really seeking an answer. Now, I don't know if that's a metaphor for something else, but we shall see how this storyline unfolds. Hi, everyone. So great to see you all. We have a Three of Swords, we have a Nine of Pentacles. Starts out where we have a feminine, and I don't know if this is going to be connected at all yet. Well, I don't know if the person seeking answers was her or if it's somebody else, but we're going to start out with a feminine who spent enough time feeling heartbroken, and she's actually, I would say, still very much aware of her heartbreak, but you notice how she shifted gears. She's listening to her guides now. She's having this lovely glass of wine. She's looking good, feeling good. It doesn't mean that she doesn't still have the shadow of something that hurt. It doesn't mean that even in her current state of feeling like my life is great, it's abundant, I'm happy, but I remember pain. Sure, everybody always remembers when they've been through something, right? We don't forget that, but we also carry on in spite of it. Seven of Swords sideways. Okay, so it might be her who says, I never knew how much of what they told me was a lie or how much of it was true. They made plans with me. They they said things that were really serious. It's like we talked about a future in great detail. We talked about the home we'd build together, where we'd live together, what we'd construct together. And I never knew in the end if any of that was true or if that was just pillow talk or if that was somebody just lying through their teeth. I never knew if he was lying or not, or I still don't know. Some of it I had to have been lies, but I never knew how much of it was lies. Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so this is this is definitely a feminine who has been this is the part that still stings, right? Her life is good. Her life is beautiful, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't suck to feel like somebody told us lies. Now, this could have been in business. This could have been like, you know, it really sucks that I wanted to work for that company, but honestly, maybe they really wanted to do right by me when I first got hired, but then, the economy shifts and they can't do it. Or maybe it was all a bunch of BS, I don't know. Or the contractor that I hired and they said they were going to do all this. They said it'd be possible. And then maybe, other things change. I don't know. Were their intentions real or were their intentions not? I almost feel like she's asking about motive. I don't know how to decide if their motives were true or if they were a liar to the core. The net result is things didn't come out true, but maybe some of it was true. I don't know. It feels like she's not plagued by it, but you notice that she's asking her guides. She's asking her guides, tell me, is did they ever mean any of it? Was any of it real? And with that Knight of Pentacles, it feels like a lot of time has passed, but you notice how he stands here right outside of her home. And I want to say that phrase, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Almost like he knows and has known for a long time, I need to talk to her, but I don't really know what to say. I'm always standing right outside her gates or like just about to send a message, but I really don't know what to say to her. Okay, so I'm going to say he might be the one who's actually looking for the right words. Maybe let me just ask again. What is it that you are trying to do? We'll say masculine, we'll say Knight of Pentacles. Six of Wands and the Moon. He's trying to figure out how to either save face or how to come out a winner Oh, I have got a splitting headache. It started in a Capricorn video. Now it's like, oh my God. We have a moon card upright for him as well. There is something really hidden from himself. He doesn't either know how to like access what he needs to say, which is, I want to have success, and I don't know what route will take me to success. What does success look like to you in this scenario? 10 of Cups. I want to have her back. I want to have her in my life. I want to have this 10 of Cups with her. That's what I want. I want her in my arms. I want that future. Okay, so here's the thing. If he wants to have that kind of success, then if he talked about plans with her for a future, I will say it was not just pillow talk. I'm thinking that his desire was real to have a 10 of Cups, because that's still what he would love to have, but he has no clue how to get there. King of Cups, the Sun, the Temperance. Everything here says, I want so much to have peace with her. I love her. I want to have happiness with her. I want to have balance with her. I want all that with her. But why the moon? Why is the moon here? Two of Swords, because I don't know the first thing to say to her. And when I try to write something, when I try to pick up the phone and try to call her, I can't even figure out what would my first words be. I feel blocked, but it's me blocking me, right? He's blocking his own self here. She's over here not hearing anything, and he's standing here saying, I don't know how to unblock my lips, my tongue. Why? Why are you having such a hard time? Queen of Pentacles sideways. Remember, they do have ego in this, because they said with the Six of Wands, I want to have total success. I wonder if they're partly intimidated by her, partly petrified of her. Like, I know I have to say something that will be like Queen of Pentacles approved. And it will suck too badly if she tells me to, beat my feet and get on out of here. It'll suck too bad to hear this woman who looks amazing in emerald green, who is full of growth and usually generosity, if she looks at me or says, I don't want to hear what you have to say, or I don't want to give to you anymore. It will be too scary to have to face, what if she doesn't want to give to me? What if I don't get to see her face, and her face be filled with like, hi, welcome. Let me roll out the red carpet for you. I'm not sure what makes you think she would want to do that for you, especially right now, considering something went horribly awry. And it was a long time ago, because you stood around out here for a long time wanting to talk to her still. Can we see what was the reason that this came across as a bunch of lies? 11-8, sweetie pie. Oh my God, 11-8. I cannot believe you. You're so thoughtful and so generous with everybody else. Babe, I hope that there is somebody in your world that is giving you every bit as much compassion, support, love, and generosity. You so deserve it, honey. Thank you so much. You're so amazing. We have an 8 of Wands, and it's sideways. I said, what was the lie about? What was the energy about that was, not forthright? And it had to do with communication, action, forward motion. Maybe they said, these are the plans, but then they were nowhere close to being able to enact that. I mean, granted, these we're seeing fast trains here. And obviously if this card's sideways, there's not going to be fast motion. Maybe they weren't really ready to blast off in this future that they were, like, and all this can be ours. And they might have been very, very, very far away from being able to actually offer all this. I do feel like this person has like a smarmy salesperson vibe going on, in the sense that, they want to like sell her on something. But the reality of it is, you got to read the fine print, and the fine print is, I'm not ready. Yeah, literally, we have the Hanged Man, we have the King of Swords sideways. I'm not ready for any of it, but I told her all these things. I said I was so ready, and I wasn't even sure of how to be ready to offer this huge life that we were going to build together. What was your big thing holding you back? Why all the delays, delays, delays? They could be Libra, Gemini, Aquarius because of that King of Swords, but we also had them as a Pisces twice with the Hanged Man and the Moon. We saw them as a King of Cups, a possibly water sign. We saw them wanting to be happy with her. She could be a Leo or Sag energy with that Temperance and Sun card. We saw her also as a Queen of Pentacles, so possibly Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Three of Wands. Their big hang up is I can't do it until later in the future. Now, at this point, we're getting closer, though. This is like 3 days to 3 months. The Three of Wands is much more, like attainable near future, but I wasn't able to do that until later. Four of Pentacles, but I wanted her to sit there with her bags packed and ready to be with me and not go anywhere else and preserve her from me. But why were you not ready for the future and the plans that you were making with her until later? Nine of Wands. Well, you see, I'm up here on this roof and I'm hanging out up here because I got some wounds. And so, I got to take care of some of my wounds. I mean, no, I didn't mention that to her. And I just wanted to make sure that I preserve her heart for me. And yeah, maybe I should have told her this, but I made it sound like I was all into this and we were going to have this beautiful future. We talked about the future. I mean, hell, they might have talked about marriage. They might have talked about everything and then nothing. Judgment. Yeah, I should say sorry for that. But, I just really didn't want to lose her, even though I wasn't ready for her. And I'm sorry that I handled it that way. But now I don't know the words to say to her to explain this bit. I really did want her, though. But did you lead her on and make her feel foolish? Like, oh my God, you literally told me a whopper and then disappeared. And I believed it hook, line, and sinker, only to then discover you're full of shit. I mean, is that what this storyline was? We have a Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. Well, let me tell you, this is time to pay the piper. That whatever happened in the past, a bunch of time has passed. And it's like, this is it. It should have already, like all of that conversation, of course, should have happened. They should have laid it out by saying, look at this long, long, long road or river that runs through the valley. Like, I have to plant all these seeds. I have to blossom things. I have to create my life. And then I can offer you this. I want to offer you this, but it could take me 7 years. I mean, maybe it was that long. I don't know. But it says that time has now passed. And at this point, it's like, I'm thinking that's why we're seeing this story, and now they're trying to find the words to explain. I always knew it would take this long. That was the one piece of the story I didn't tell you because I didn't think you'd wait that long for me. Crazy, crazy, crazy. 11:8, thank you again, love. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. So amazing. You and AC cracked me up, hucking lemons and the poop emojis when you're displeased. You guys are like my favorite hecklers. We have the star here. The star card is, I don't know if they took for granted that they'd always be able to fix this later by just saying, I'm sorry, but you were my wish come true, even though I'm sorry that I didn't tell you that I wasn't ready yet, but I really wanted to hang on to you. So that's why I laid it out like I could have this with you, even though I couldn't. And I'm sorry about that, but better to ask forgiveness than permission, But when I tell you that you are my star, I've made all these arrangements and changes specifically with you in mind. Maybe that'll be enough to wipe it all clean. If that's kind of what they thought, this person comes across as extremely calculating instead of fair. And I don't like it. Even though we could say, well, but they are making all these changes. Yes, but at what cost? If you, why not just be upfront? I want to build something with you, but I've got these other things that are still in the way. I don't even know what was in the way. Why they were up on the roof, hanging out up on the roof and saying, I got all these other things that I got to do, instead of just being forthright with it. with that King of Swords sideways, we can see that they aren't somebody who is fair in the way they play. King of Swords can be a strategist, but sideways we start to get karmic energy, and now they become manipulative instead of strategic. You can respect somebody who's like got a strategy in life and they're like, I have to do this and then that. But a manipulative strategist is one who goes, I'm going to do this, but that's not really what I'm going to do. It's what I'm going to say. But because my intention is that, then it's like semantics, right? I did say what I wanted. I just forgot to tell him that one fine print piece that said, but it won't come about until later. But that way I secure what I want. Then I zig and I zag and I zig and I zag. And then I still get what I want at the end. That to me, they're not exactly, they weren't doing it to be mean. So they're not totally karmic, but they're also not on the up and up. That's what this comes across as. And it does kind of seem like they have this idea that they'll maybe still be able to get forgiveness once they be like, hey, but all of this was for you, baby. Like they can make it right later. I just don't know. Why didn't you just be honest in the beginning? Why not? We have the Hermit. Look, the Hermit says they've been thinking a lot about that. Maybe this goes back to the very beginning where somebody's looking for the answers. They're looking for why did I handle it this way? Yeah, because it's a little dirty. I mean, it is. It was hurtful and it was unnecessary to have handled it this way. She's left thinking you're full of crap and you caused her a 3 of Swords that she had to heal from. And she still doesn't know what was ever real or not real because she still thinks about it because it was a mind trip, right? And it's like, I've been wondering why I handled it this way because this was my 2 of Cups and I loved her. And on one hand, that's the reason and that's the excuse all at the same time. I lied because I didn't want to lose her because she was my 2 of Cups. I lied because I really wanted her. I lied because I loved her, but that's also exactly why I shouldn't have lied. It's the reason and the excuse. It's not a nice way to have handled it. And they certainly know better now, but maybe they're a more evolved person at this point. They're certainly scared to like try to reach out to her. They can't find the right words, but they still want this 10 of Cups with her. You need to find the right words and you need to get your butt in gear is what I would say. That's what I would say to this person, because you messed this up royally and she still thinks about you. She still doesn't know what was ever true or what wasn't. So there's a part of her that knows that what they said was real, or she wouldn't, if she just said, oh, that person was just whatever, liar, liar, pants on fire, not a word that came out of them was truthful, she probably wouldn't be hurt by it still, and she wouldn't still think about it and contemplate it, right? If we think somebody's just full of crap, they go in that category, the crap category, and we just move on, right? It's way easier to move on from somebody when we know what we're dealing with. Okay, that was crappy, whatever. They're just a liar, pathological liar, whatever. Put them in that category and move on. Doesn't matter anymore because you'd never trust them anyway. But with this, it's like she knew all along there was a lot of truth, but then why be a liar on top of it? Why not just be, she was always confused about this one, and nothing drives anybody crazier more than half truths. I think that that's probably the worst, at least for this particular feminine. I think the worst thing for her is the half truths. Because it leaves so many questions, more questions than anything. Now, we can always still say, yeah, but she has all the power. She doesn't have to deal with any of this. Somebody tells half-truths, you can still put them in the crap category. And 11-8, you'll love this. We can put them right there in the crap category and move on. But she never quite stopped wondering about this. So she needs answers too in this. And on their side, they're trying to figure out, how do I unbreak the silence? Or did I say that wrong? Break the silence? Okay, let's get one more right here. Tell me about what they're trying to find words to say. 6 of Swords, Emperor. Have you moved on from me? That's really, is it too late to offer you something tremendous? Did you move on and you're happy without me? That's what they want to know. Can I give you everything I've got? They're out here like on Mars, and they're like a mythical creature at this point. But did you move on from me? That's so no wonder they're struggling to ask this. Maybe this is the one thing they didn't contend with. They thought they could make her fall for them, but then not actually offer the thing that they said that they wanted to do with her, which was to build everything, the architect of, like the life we'll have together. And then none of that came true. And I'm thinking that there's been a whole hell of a lot of silence. I mean, certainly blocked energy, because they're in the position of needing to reach back out to her. But the real thing that they want to ask is, have you moved on from me? And that's the thing they're afraid to hear the answer to. It might even be worse if she's cordial and is like, oh, yes, I'm happily ever aftering with somebody else. Don't worry about the past. You don't need to say sorry. I'm good without you. Maybe that's the real thing that they're scared of. Remember, they want that to find a way. How am I going to get that Six of Wands? I want so badly to have success, and I'm so scared to find out that she has success with somebody else. And I don't know if they realized that when you play a game with somebody, you didn't preserve her for you. You left her in confusion. I mean, they have had time to think about this. They have had time to say that never was this the way I should have handled it. Why did I do it this way? So that's the thing they're trying to find the words to say is, did you move on from me? Well, you don't really have a right to ask that, do you? The Fool card. But both of them are at a moment where they're going through the portal, right? We have two dragons both flying through the portal here. Now, technically last year was year of the dragon. This is year of the snake. But I will still say that maybe this began like last year, and this is the year that you shed an old skin and do things different. I'm wondering if this has come to a head and has been like this weird, lengthy, played out scenario where it's like, something's got to give. We got to change the way we're doing stuff. The Fool is that leap of faith forward. 9 of Cups is here. But we have this dragon again, but he's in this lair with all of his hoarded up gold. Normally a 9 of Cups is happiness, it's contentment, but this is somebody who's just been hanging on, not doing much of anything. I don't know how that would have made anybody content, but he's trying to figure out, I don't know if he's been busy saving money or something, if that's what this was, so then he could feel like an emperor. And the big question that he's got to figure out how to ask is, did you move on without me? I feel like he's going to at some point just, with that Fool card, take that leap of faith and say something, but I don't know how it's going to come out with that 9 of Cups. If it's like, I don't know if he's going to say like, I haven't dated anybody. I've been trying to still wait until I could come back into your world. If that's what the sleeping dragon is. We got a Page of Wands. And we got this little lizard dude who's over here like, Mickey Mouse and Fantasia doing his little, crazy, like alchemy down here in the castle basement or dungeon or something. I feel like, I don't know that he's going to find the right words exactly, but he may blurt out suddenly to her, like, I've been waiting for a chance to try to I have a bug in here. He's my friend. That's Ernie. Hi, Ernie. This feels like, I don't know why I just named him Ernie. We're not really that well acquainted. I don't know what he prefers to be called. But this feels more like he's about to either blurt something out, which he may not say like, have you moved on from me? He may go ahead and say, I've been like building some stuff up and I've been kind of sleeping alone and I've been waiting, hoping that maybe I could have another chance with you. I've been hoping I can make you fall for me again. That could be the way he blurts it out all of a sudden. I honestly think that's probably going to be a better route for him to take than this, like, hey, did you move on from me? Because I don't think he has a right to ask that to give himself the comfort zone. He needs to put himself out on a limb instead, is what it would seem. What did you learn as you went into Hermit's mode, character? What did you think about? What did you learn about this? Ace of Pentacles. I should have done everything different. If I had a chance to do it all over again, I'd do it all over again. Then definitely, if he's going to be like reaching out, then he definitely needs to reach out in a whole different way. You don't have the luxury of saying, I'm scared of what she'll say. You already laid something out that you didn't follow through on. You want her to give you a second chance. You're going to need to show up different. And if you've learned during Hermit's mode, I would have done everything different if I could go back in time, because she was my Two of Cups. And I should have brought her into my plans. I should have told her, this is all the stuff that I want to give to you. This is what I want to build with you. But I feel like I don't have that yet. So I have to go build some of it before I can offer you all the things I'd like to. Will you wait for me, or are you in and will you come with me? The thing with the Two of Cups is you're supposed to be co-creating. You don't run off to go do it all yourself and then bring back, like, here's the key to the castle. So he would ask differently for a new beginning this time around. We have the World card. He would ask for a new beginning. I still keep thinking he had this belief he had to go get the gold. I honestly wonder if this person is not somebody who was trying to be like rude or as manipulative as he was trying to preserve his spot and then run off and go build himself the empire that he thinks he had to have in order to offer her, all these pieces of gold. If that's what it all boils down to, I probably shouldn't have done that first. Either I shouldn't have been intimidated if I thought she had more than I did, or I shouldn't have waited and run away from her and gone and built something. I should have built it with her. And I would say that would have been the better route. At this point, though, he's had a lot of time to think about stuff. And if he's looking for answers and he's looking for how do I reach out to her and what do I say, it kind of seems like he knows what to say. So I guess the only question is, are you going to do that? Are you going to do that? Six of Wands, Seven of Pentacles. I'm going to say this. If he can get himself pumped up enough to say, hey, at least I am coming in with a decent offer now because I did build what I needed to. And man, I worked in the trenches for a while to get something scraped together. So I'm proud of what I can offer her. Then I would say yes, within a week, he's reaching out with this offer. He will find the words that he needs to say to her, which will be, I'm hoping I can still have success with you. I know it's been a long time. This feels like everything should have been handled different, but wasn't. I think it's serendipitous that she still sits here and thinks of him and wonders about the answers. And I do want to ask one last question as far as why is it that she is thinking about him at this point in time? Is it because these two are very close to interacting again, or what? She definitely wants peace. We have the energy of Temperance. Her guides, remember we saw her with that Nine of Pentacles, and we saw her sitting there talking to her little bird on her fingertip, her guides. And now we have angel wings on her, and she's a mermaid all of a sudden. I feel like she's in a place in her life where she would rather, she's not angry or anything, even though she's like, I never knew what was true with him and what wasn't. So I'm not condemning. I'm just saying I know that there was stuff that he was not upfront about, but I really don't know which part was true and which part wasn't. But if I'm going to live my life for finding peace, then if somebody has answers that are truthful to give me at some point in time and it would give me peace to hear it, fine, I'd be open to that. I feel like she's less wounded and more just like somebody who says, I always want to welcome in anything that will give me greater peace in my life. And if I can say, I don't know what was true or what wasn't with him, if I ever got answers to that and it would give me peace, then great. I mean, even to the point of if he ever comes back in just to tell me he's full of crap, and I can definitely put him in the crap category, that too could give me peace. Whatever the truth is, she's willing to hear it, is what I would say. And maybe that's the other thing that's very serendipitous about this right now. All right, you guys, I am going to go ahead and leave this story here for right now. Sorry, this one got long as well. I was intending to keep it a little shorter. We're going to get to a Cancerian video tonight as well. It is Tuesday, and so I'd like to get us back on track for getting a Cancer video out. Hi, baby. Just a minute, hon. Let me backtrack and say hi to everybody. Tammy Johnson, hi, sweetie. You were first in the house. Thank you again, 11-8. Ginger Montague, Bobby Harris, hey, hey. Nellie, you're so sweet. Hey, Pimp C Reincarnate. Shout out to you in Wisconsin, babe. Cataclysmic Awakening. Hi, honey. Thank you so much, 11-8. That's awesome, 11-8. Why am I not even surprised that Jeopardy is your favorite TV show? You always have these little nuggets of wisdom to drop. Oh, happy birthday, honey. Alana Williams. Happy birthday, babe. That's so awesome. Annette Summersby, hi, honey. I hope you are celebrating in a big way, Alana. That's so exciting. Old Soul Chloe, love your name, babe. Thank you so much, Cataclysmic Awakening. You're such an angel. Nelly, I hear you. It's called The Truth. I love that, Nelly. Hi, Nope. Nice to catch you, love. You're so sweet. Thank you, guys. Lilu Bell, hi, hun. You know, Annette, I love the fact that people were celebrating you for your unbirthday as well, though. Hey, I think that that gives you permission to eat cake, Annette, even though it's Alana's birthday. I mean, personally, I think we can all celebrate everyone's birthday all the time. There's always a reason to eat cake. So I think it's fantastic. But uh, hi, Donna. So good to see you, sweetheart. It's been a hot minute. Dwayne Anderson, awesome to catch you. Oh, that's a great one. Yeah, Head Games by Foreigner. Dwayne, that's an awesome soundtrack for this one. Casey, 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 Casey. Sorry, probably didn't get enough KCs in there. But thank you so much for being here, hun. T-Baby, hi. Sweet, you're always dropping the lyrics. Love that. Hi, Penny. Nick, awesome to see you, love. Oh, Sarah J. Babe, I'm so sorry. I'm sending you a huge hug. I'm so sorry you had to say goodbye to your sister too soon, love. I hope you have lots of really good memories to keep you a little bit warm, but I'm so sorry, hun. Sending you lots of love. Calm C. Raptorf 123. You're absolutely right. Aries and Ernie will definitely be acquainted soon. You guys are so sweet, so kind. Sarah J, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you know that we are definitely all supporting you right now. You better believe it. It's such a wonderful group of people here. I'm so touched all the time with how gentle and so sweet you guys are with each other also. Thank you, everybody. Sarah J, we're all sending you hugs. Undoubtedly. Chris Storyteller, hi, honey. RT. Oh, Chrissy, you angel. You absolute angel. Thank you, Chrissy. Chrissy just donated 5 memberships. Amongst the Stars, Nora A, Rare Lestrange, Sheila Wee, and Lois 5107. You guys are all members now, courtesy of Chrissy. Chrissy, thank you, babe. Can I say thank you to you on Monday? Please do let me know. Gabriella, hi, honey. If you're asking about Cancer, no. Cancer's video will come up soon. I know you look for Cancer sometimes. That will come up soon, love. And I will still get to that one tonight after I go attend to Mr. Aries for a minute. Brian Van Winkle, hi, honey. Chris Storyteller, happy almost birthday, babe. Gabriella, I thought I remember that. Thank you, Chrissy. I'll definitely get you on Monday, babe. I'll add your name to the list. All right, you guys. Oh gosh, Annette, do you seriously work in a bakery? How wonderful. You do such good things for the world. That is beautiful. And that's really hard work too. Sending you guys all lots of love. Sarah J, we're all thinking of you tonight, babe. All right, you guys, take care. I'll see you shortly for Cancer, but I got to go take care of Mr. Aries for a minute first. All right, lots of love, you guys. Bye for the moment.